Now for us to zone into our first interview, we'll be taking a look not only at what mobile towers and leading telecommunications independent group IHS Towers is actually doing on the African continent with regard to its business and operations, but we'll look at a recent research that was compiled between IHS together with the Economist Intelligence Unit, looking at the small and medium enterprises agencies in Nigeria, what kind of support they need, and more importantly, what the growth prospects look like for these entrepreneurs. Joining me now at the center, Cape Town International Convention Center here at the World Economic Forum is Darwish. He's a Chief Executive Officer and founder of IHS Holdings Limited. Good to have you with us this morning,
Thank you.
Let's get into the report firstly, which was actually officially launched this morning, if I'm not mistaken,
yes.
Which was commissioned by both yourself and the EIU. Walk us through the key findings.
Well, this is quite an interesting piece. We commissioned this the Economist Intelligence Unit a few months ago to do a detailed analysis on the status of SMEs in Nigeria, in particular. Nigeria being the largest economy in Africa. We've always suspected that SMEs have had an important role to play, but we wanted to understand what is the level of that role. We're shocked to realize that basically 90% of all businesses in Nigeria are SMEs. 90% of the workforce is employed by SMEs. We were positively, of course, we suspected, but we were positively and extremely happy with the fact that the massive ICT revolution or growth that we've had over the past years has contributed and facilitated the evolution of SMEs, be it agriculture SMEs, be it gaming, be it applications, be it all sorts of projects.
What does this mean for a private player and a big player that you are, not only in the Nigerian space, but on the rest of the continent for you? Does this maybe alert you to maybe developing programs that can help SMEs and ensuring that you make use of these entrepreneurs in your procurement and pipeline strategies?
Definitely. This report is comprehensive. So this report looks at the status of SMEs in Nigeria in particular. So we've realized that in Nigeria, SMEs have several issues. You start with policy.
Yeah.
Policy needs to enable them. In countries like Rwanda, for example, the government decided, okay, taxing happens online through an e-filing system. This has reduced the number of working hours to produce a tax report from 900 in Nigeria to 200 in Rwanda. Things like that need to be created. Nigeria tried, so they reduced the registration cost by 60%. They waived the requirement that a lawyer needs to be there to register an SME. So policy is quite important to simplify tax, to improve customs laws, and then to create a more enabling environment. But other sectors of the economy need to play a role. In Nigeria, we found that only 14% of these SMEs have a bank loan or a bank overdraft. This is abysmal. I mean, no business can function without the support of banks. Banks need to relax their requirements, find a way to work with these SMEs. They need to engage. They need to mentor somehow. And I think this has to be the key finding that I believe could be looked at in other countries all over Africa.
You're an entrepreneur yourself. You moved to the African continent back in 1998 and have managed to build a powerhouse of a business which is not struggling to raise capital or find new opportunities. Do you think something also needs to change in the mindset of Nigerian and African entrepreneurs so that they have the necessary critical thinking skills to, like you, be able to raise $2.6 billion in capital raising efforts?
Yes. Yes, definitely. I think yes, it's a two-way street. So what I would say, entrepreneurs need to improve the governance structures, bookkeeping, transparency needs to be prioritized. Most entrepreneurs, they just go after the sales and after the cost reduction aspects. There are so many other aspects to the creation and the growth of their businesses that also could help. where banks find it hard to work with many of these entrepreneurs is on the aspect of governance and bookkeeping. And I definitely advise and encourage SMEs and entrepreneurs in general to invest more in that.
To come back to IHS, just from an operational update perspective, you now take care of 23,000 towers across the African continent. As I alluded to, you managed to raise quite a bit of money for your capital expansion projects going forward. How is the company going? Maybe if we can get an operational update, and what new targets have you set for yourselves? Potential acquisitions or more deals to strike with other telecoms operators?
So yes, indeed, as you said, IHS today is the largest tower company in Africa, Europe, and the Middle East, and we're extremely proud of that, being a company of African origin. We started in Nigeria in 2001, so we're extremely proud of that. Today we operate in 5 African countries. The 23,000 towers you mentioned, most of them we own it, and so we've been extremely aggressive last year on growth. We moved the number of towers we own from around 8,000 to 23,000 within the next few months as we close the second tranche of MTN in Nigeria. The focus now is on consolidating this portfolio and improving the cost base. Improving the cost base means it's good for our shareholders because we reduce the cost, but more importantly, it means investing in solar energy, investing in more efficient power systems that can substantially reduce the cost of operating these towers, but equally important, eliminate diesel. We don't want to burn diesel anymore on the continent. It's a shame that we emit so much pollution because of the hundreds of thousands and the millions of generators. Our mission as a company, aside from, of course, making money to our shareholders, is to basically eliminate, if we can, the diesel burnout on our towers.
It's such a pleasure having you with us, and hopefully the initiatives that you deploy at IHS will have ripple effects onto the other entrepreneurs, not only in Nigeria but across the continent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Essam Darwish there. He's the Chief Executive of and founder of IHS Holdings, one of the largest tower companies on the African continent.